Have you ever noticed that sometimes the moment you start feeling closer to a woman, she suddenly pulls away? It almost feels like she's losing interest right when the connection should be at its strongest. And here's the part that confuses most men. Many times she's not pushing you away because she doesn't want you. She's pushing you away because she wants you more than she's ready to admit. This is where female psychology gets tricky. A woman can feel a powerful attraction to you, but that very attraction also makes her vulnerable. And vulnerability is something many women struggle with, especially if they've been hurt before. Instead of leaning into the closeness, she distances herself. It's not always logical. It's emotional. She wants you, but she's also afraid of what wanting you might mean for her heart, her independence, or her control. Welcome to the channel, where we break down the real dynamics between men and women in a way that's direct, simple, and eye-opening. If you've ever been left confused by a woman's mixed signals, you're not alone. Men often assume if a woman pulls away, it means she's done. But the reality is much more complicated. Sometimes her pulling back is actually proof of how much she feels. In this video, we're going to break down exactly why women behave this way. You'll see the hidden psychology behind her actions, the fears she won't admit, and the way she tests not just you, but her own emotions. By the end, you'll understand that her pulling away doesn't always mean rejection. In fact, in many cases, it means she's right on the edge. 1. Her fear of losing control. When a woman pushes you away right at the moment when she wants you the most, it's usually not about you doing something wrong. It's about her own internal struggle. One of the strongest forces at play here is her fear of losing control. You have to understand, many women are taught, consciously or subconsciously, that if they give in to their emotions too quickly, they're putting themselves at risk. Risk of being hurt, risk of being abandoned, risk of being taken for granted. So when her feelings for you start to grow, instead of leaning in, she suddenly leans back. It might feel confusing. You're thinking, if she likes me, why is she pulling away? The answer lies in her psychology. Attraction for her isn't just excitement, it's vulnerability. And vulnerability feels like weakness to someone who has learned to protect herself. This is why you'll often see women sending mixed signals. One day she's warm, affectionate, even craving your attention. And the next day, she acts distant, cold, or detached. What's happening is her emotions are pulling her forward, but her fear is pulling her backward. Think about it this way. She's not actually pushing you away because she doesn't want you. She's pushing you away because she does want you. The intensity of her feelings makes her feel like she's losing control of her emotions, and that loss of control scares her. The pushback is her way of regaining that sense of power, even if it doesn't make sense logically. Men often misinterpret this. They take her distance as rejection, and either chase harder or give up completely. Both reactions tend to backfire. When you chase harder, you confirm her fear that she's losing control because now you're overwhelming her even more. When you walk away immediately, she feels abandoned, which reinforces her guard. The key is not to panic. You need to see her pushback for what it is, a defense mechanism, not a final verdict. At the root of her behavior is emotional self-protection. For a woman, falling deeply for a man isn't just about attraction, it's about trust. If she doesn't feel 100% safe with you emotionally, she'll hold herself back, even against her own desires. And here's the twist. Sometimes the more she wants you, the stronger that fear becomes. That's why she pushes you away hardest, at the peak of her desire. What you need to remember is this. Her pulling away isn't proof that she doesn't want you. It's proof that she does. A woman who feels nothing for you won't bother with mixed signals. But the woman who's battling her emotions will. Your job isn't to fix her feelings or chase them. It's to stay calm, steady, and give her space to work through that fear without feeling pressured. That's how you turn her push away into a pullback toward you. 2. Testing your strength. When a woman pulls away, even though she likes you, one of the biggest reasons is because she's testing your strength. Now, I don't mean she's consciously sitting there plotting ways to play with your emotions. Most of the time, this test is subconscious. It's not about manipulation, it's about survival. Women by nature want to know if the man they're investing in can handle pressure, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence. And nothing exposes a man's true nature faster than how he reacts when she suddenly shifts her energy. Here's what you need to understand. Attraction isn't just built on how fun, handsome, or charming you are. Attraction is also about whether she feels secure in your presence. That sense of security doesn't come from you making her promises or chasing after her with constant reassurance. It comes from how you carry yourself when she withdraws. Does your world crumble? Do you panic and blow up her phone? Do you immediately demand answers? Or do you stay centered, calm, and grounded, like a man who isn't shaken easily? Women instinctively respect the man who doesn't lose his frame. Think of it this way. When she pulls away, she's not just creating distance, she's creating a moment of truth. In that silence, in that space, she's watching, maybe not consciously, but emotionally, to see what kind of man you are. If you react with neediness, she instantly feels less attraction. Not because she doesn't like you, but because deep down, a man who can't control his emotions makes her feel unsafe. On the other hand, when you hold your ground, when you don't chase, when you continue living your life without begging for her attention, you're sending her a powerful signal. That signal is, I am solid. I am not shaken by your moods. I am not dependent on your validation. I'm here because I choose to be, not because I need to be. That kind of energy is magnetic to a woman. It reassures her that if she invests her emotions in you, she won't regret it later. Here's the brutal truth most men don't want to hear. A woman will test you. Maybe not with words, maybe not in obvious ways, but through her actions. And the moment you collapse under those tests, you lose ground. This is why so many men complain about women losing interest after showing strong attraction. The truth is, she didn't lose interest. She saw weakness, and that weakness killed her desire. So when she pushes you away, don't rush to fix it. Don't try to win her back with over-the-top gestures. That's exactly what she's testing against. Instead, stay calm. Continue focusing on your goals, your work, your friends, your health. Show her, through action, not words, that you are steady. When she feels that strength, her fear fades, her tests soften, and she's drawn right back into your orbit. A woman doesn't just want a man she's attracted to, she wants a man she can trust under pressure. That's what she's testing for when she pulls away. 3. Emotional reset. When a woman pulls away, even though she clearly likes you, sometimes it has nothing to do with you failing or her losing attraction. Sometimes it's simply her way of hitting the pause button, an emotional reset. Women are emotional creatures. Their feelings run deep, they fluctuate, and sometimes they become overwhelming. Pulling back isn't always rejection. It can be her way of catching her breath. Think about it this way. In the beginning, everything feels exciting, magnetic, and even intoxicating. But as emotions build, so does the pressure. For many women, those feelings of intensity can trigger fear. She starts asking herself questions like, am I moving too fast? Do I really know him well enough? What if I get hurt? What if he's not who I think he is? Instead of talking these thoughts out loud, many women retreat. They need silence and distance to recalibrate. This is where most men mess up. They mistake her pulling back for rejection, so they panic and try to force closeness again. They call, text, show up, or start interrogating her with, "What's wrong? Did I do something? Are you mad at me?" And in doing so, they destroy the very space she needs to feel safe again. You see, if she's pulling back for an emotional reset, your job isn't to chase. Your job is to give her that breathing room without resentment or drama. Here's the psychology behind it. When she takes a step back, her mind and heart are processing the situation. If you allow her the space, she begins to miss you. She starts to remember why she liked you in the first place. Her emotions rebalance, and when she comes back, her feelings are stronger and more stable. But if you suffocate her during this process, she associates you with pressure instead of comfort. This is why emotional resets are not only normal, but also healthy. They allow her to move past fear and into deeper connection. And the man who respects that process is the man she values long term. Instead of taking it personally, you need to see her distance as a natural rhythm of attraction. Just like the ocean has waves that pull back before crashing stronger on the shore, women sometimes retreat before they come back with more energy and desire. The key is self-control. You have to train yourself to resist the urge to close the gap immediately. Let her breathe. Let her reset. Show her that you are secure enough to withstand her absence. That strength makes her feel safe, and it deepens her attraction. So next time a woman pulls away, don't automatically assume the worst. Sometimes it's not about you at all. It's about her needing to process her emotions. And if you give her that space without fear, she'll often return with more clarity, more certainty, and more passion for you. 4. Testing your strength. When a woman pulls away, she's often running a test without even realizing she's doing it. She wants to see if your confidence is real, or if it crumbles the moment she gives you less attention. Most men fail this test because they panic, chase harder, or start acting insecure. And once that happens, she instantly knows the strength she thought you had was just surface level. You've probably seen this before. Things are going great. She's texting back quickly. She's engaged. Maybe she's even talking about future plans. Then out of nowhere, she cools down. She takes longer to reply, cancels a plan, or says she's busy. The average guy will blow up her phone, demand explanations, or start begging for reassurance. That reaction kills attraction because it shows weakness. Here's the key. Women are drawn to men who can remain calm under pressure. She wants to know if you'll stay grounded when she's unpredictable. She wants to see if you'll stay secure when she introduces uncertainty. That's not manipulation, it's female psychology. Women value stability in a man, and the only way to find out if it's there is by creating moments where she can test it. So what should you do when she starts pushing away? First, resist the urge to overreact. Don't chase. Don't guilt trip. Don't start asking, "What's wrong? Did I do something?" That's exactly the kind of behavior that makes her doubt your strength. Instead, give her the space she's creating. Match her energy. If she's pulling back, let her. If she's quiet, don't fill the silence with neediness. Your calmness shows her that you don't need her constant validation to feel secure. Second, focus on your own rhythm. Keep moving forward with your life, your work, your goals, your fitness, your friends. When she sees that you're not shaken by her distance, it creates a powerful attraction. It communicates, without words, "I'm solid. I don't need you to hold me together." That's the kind of strength women can't resist. Remember this, attraction isn't just about how you make her feel when you're together. It's about how you hold yourself when she's uncertain. If you pass the test by staying calm, grounded, and focused, she will respect you more, trust you more, and feel more drawn to you. If you fail by reacting with insecurity, she'll start doubting everything she felt before. At the end of the day, a woman pushing you away when she wants you most is often her way of checking if you're the man she can rely on. Don't take the bait and lose yourself in the process. Hold your frame, keep your composure, and you'll come out stronger in her eyes every time. 5. When attraction feels like a risk. Attraction isn't always exciting for a woman. It can also feel dangerous. And this is one of the biggest reasons why she sometimes pulls away, even when she clearly likes you. For her, attraction means vulnerability. It means letting her guard down and putting herself in a position where she could get hurt, disappointed, or abandoned. The stronger the attraction, the greater the risk. Think about it. If she's mildly interested in a man, there's no fear attached. She can text him back casually, see him when it's convenient, and walk away at any moment without emotional damage. But when she meets a man she really desires, someone who makes her heart race and her emotions feel uncontrollable, suddenly the stakes are higher. She has something to lose. That's why women sometimes send mixed signals. One moment she's deeply invested, the next she's distant. It's not always about you doing something wrong. It's about her internal battle between desire and self-protection. Many women have past experiences of being let down, betrayed, or undervalued. So when she feels a strong attraction, her instinct is to test the situation. Can I trust him with my feelings? Is he the kind of man who's going to disappear once I open up? Here's the tricky part for men. When she pulls back in this way, she's not trying to reject you. She's testing whether you're safe for her emotions. She wants to know if you'll respond with patience and confidence, or if you'll crumble into neediness. When you show strength and calmness, you reduce the risk in her mind. You demonstrate that you're not going to use her vulnerability against her. Let's look at a natural situation. Imagine she had a tough breakup in the past. She gave her all to someone who eventually ghosted her or left her for another woman. Now, when she feels that same level of excitement with you, her brain flashes warning signals. Careful, this feels familiar. Don't let him get too close too fast. So she slows things down. She takes space. She acts less available. Not because she doesn't want you, but because her attraction feels risky. What should you do in these moments? The worst move is trying to force her closer by demanding reassurance, asking for constant validation, or proving your worth to her. That only heightens her fear because it shows insecurity. The better move is to remain steady. Don't punish her for pulling back, but don't abandon your own standards either. Keep living your life. Keep showing consistency. And let her see over time that your presence doesn't equal danger. When she feels that you're a man who can handle her attraction without pressuring or suffocating her, the risk begins to fade. She realizes she can open up without losing herself. And when that happens, the pull she feels toward you becomes unstoppable. 6. The hidden test behind her distance. When a woman starts pulling away, it's rarely random. In many cases, her distance is not just a reaction, it's a test. And this is where a lot of men get confused, frustrated, and end up failing without even realizing it. Women often create distance as a way to measure your strength, your stability, and your true level of confidence. Here's what you need to understand. Women don't test men out of cruelty. They test men because attraction itself isn't enough. A woman wants to feel safe choosing you. And one of the clearest ways she can figure out whether you're genuinely strong or just pretending is to step back and see how you react. When she creates space, she's watching closely. Do you panic? Do you start blowing up her phone with messages like, "Why are you ignoring me?" or "What's wrong? Did I do something?" That response tells her you can't handle uncertainty. And instead of reassuring her, it makes her feel like you're emotionally unstable. Or maybe you go to the opposite extreme. You punish her with coldness, ignoring her entirely, or making passive-aggressive comments. That's another fail, because it shows you're insecure and need control over her behavior to feel powerful. The hidden test behind her distance is simple. She wants to know if you're still grounded when she pulls back. If you can stay calm, patient, and unfazed, you prove you're the kind of man who can handle her emotions, her fears, and her complexity without losing yourself. That's far more attractive than a man who collapses at the first sign of tension. Think of it like this. When she steps away, it's as if she's subconsciously asking, "Can you handle me at my most confusing? Can you remain consistent even when I'm unpredictable?" She doesn't expect perfection, but she does expect emotional resilience. And if you pass that test, her respect and attraction for you multiply. This test is often more about her than it is about you. Maybe she's been with men in the past who cracked under pressure, guys who became clingy, jealous, or demanding the second she didn't give them constant reassurance. By pulling away, she's seeing if you are any different. She's looking for evidence that you're not just another man who falls apart when he doesn't feel in control. This is why your response matters so much. If you stay calm and continue living your life, working on yourself, pursuing your goals, spending time with friends, you send a powerful message without saying a word. You're not dependent on her for your emotional stability. 7. What men must do when she pulls away. When a woman starts to pull away, most men make the same predictable mistake. They panic. They feel her energy shift, and instead of holding their ground, they rush in to fix things. They send long texts, demand answers, or start over-explaining themselves. The problem is, this only makes her retreat further. Why? Because desperation kills attraction. When a woman pulls back, it's not always a sign she's done with you. Sometimes it's her way of testing your strength, re-evaluating her feelings, or needing space to process emotions. How you respond in this moment can either re-attract her or push her away for good. The first thing you must do is resist the urge to chase. Chasing comes in many forms: constant calls, emotional outbursts, or trying to buy her attention with gifts or compliments. When she feels you scrambling to win her back, she loses respect. Instead, give her the gift of space. That doesn't mean you completely ignore her. It means you step back and allow her to feel the natural consequences of her distance. By not chasing, you create room for her to miss you. Second, stay grounded in your own life. The biggest mistake men make during this stage is putting their lives on pause. They stop focusing on work, gym, friends, and passions, making the woman the center of their world. This is the exact opposite of what attracts her. A woman wants a man whose life is already full, not one who needs her to fill the void. When she senses that your life continues with or without her, she realizes she risks losing a man of value. Third, stay calm and consistent. Pulling away is often a subconscious test of your emotional stability. If you overreact, you fail. If you respond with bitterness, you fail. But if you stay calm, kind, and steady, she'll respect you. For example, if she takes hours to reply, don't match her by playing games or sending angry texts. Instead, respond naturally when you're free. This shows you're not rattled, and that steadiness is what she finds attractive. Fourth, set boundaries without ultimatums. If her distance becomes disrespectful, such as ignoring you for days while expecting you to be available, you must communicate your standards clearly. A simple, confident line like, "I'm looking for consistency." If you're not sure what you want, that's fine, but I'm not going to wait around forever. That way, you're not begging, you're leading. Lastly, embrace the possibility of walking away. Attraction between men and women isn't destroyed by distance. It's destroyed by how you respond to it. Every time a woman pulls away, she's giving you a moment to reveal your strength, your discipline, your self-respect, and your ability to hold your ground. That's the real test. Many men panic when a woman creates space. They chase harder. They demand answers. They try to fix something that doesn't actually need fixing. And that's exactly when they lose her respect and eventually her attraction. The controversial part here is this. When a woman pushes you away at the very moment she wants you most, she isn't rejecting you. She's testing you. She's seeing if you'll crumble or if you'll stand firm in who you are. It's not about playing games. It's about her needing to feel secure that the man she's drawn to won't lose himself just because she steps back. If you take nothing else from this, remember this. The way you handle distance speaks louder than anything you say when you're close to her. If you can remain calm, steady, and grounded, she'll eventually move toward you with more certainty than before. If you break down and start chasing, you'll confirm her fears and give her a reason to doubt. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where a woman pulled away right when things were getting intense? How did you handle it, and what happened afterward? Share your experience in the comments below. I'll be going through them and joining the conversation with you because this is something a lot of men go through, and your story might help someone else see things differently. Attraction isn't just about what happens when she's close. It's about how you handle yourself when she's far. And the men who truly understand this are the ones who keep a woman's respect, desire, and trust long term.